All good? Sorry? Recording, okay. So we've taken the sign down at the moment because we're testing something on the back wall, which is this here, which we'll show you in a minute. But before we do that, let's show you. So I got my PC. This is
it's like a mad science lab.
It is a science. It is totally a science lab. What we were doing then last week with the sticks painting, these are the actual tools being used. I think all 5 of those were used. There will only be, I mean, we've never done this before, so we're learning as we go along. What will happen, I suspect, is because I can't get all of the paint out when it's been used, there'll come a point when that is too rigid then to be useful. Cool. So we'll tear that off and put some more in. It's only gym mat. That's all it is.
Yeah, and then the L brackets, which is great.
Cheap brackets. So the frame can be reused multiple times, but that
clever.
ultimate is very clever.
Very clever.
That will have to be replaced at some point, and that's the giant one. Yeah.
We see you back there, man. We do.
But that now I can see most of the comments on there, which is good. So PC done and dusted. And then what else can I show you over here? So special sauce. There we go. In a week's time, you'll be seeing this back online
right
from the comfort of your own home.
And I told him that's the magic bottle right there. It's gold.
If it all goes pear-shaped, I squirt some of that on and magic happens.
Right. And nobody knows but them two. And
the colors on there.
Yeah, it's very well used. These are some of the chemicals. That's the breather.
The breather. The breather. Not taking a breather. That's it's a few pounds.
Sorry? Well, you can hear. So that's what I have to wear on my back. That's the mask, and that goes over.
Okay.
So it's a 3M piece of kit, quite expensive, and then it's battery operated. So I have 2 batteries. What are we at with this one? Should be about 3. So that's fine for tomorrow. And then filters. I have to replace the filters. There's a gauze every year, and then the others are kind of every 3 months. And then that gives me positive air pressure over my face. So it pushes it by pushing it back out of the bottom of the mask, it prevents ingress the other way around. So I'm always positive air pressure as opposed to negative pressure.
Fire it up.
So what you then get through here, irrespective of where this is, this particular filter takes out gaseous vapors down to 0.007 of a micron, which is
cleaner than walking outside.
Yeah, which is gaseous. So we're in that really small, the smallest of small, and you get clean air.
Yeah, and that attaches into here.
Attaches into there, and it's fed over the face. Right. So that's it. That's what I wear. And as you see, well used, because it's some would say the greatest work of art of them all. Exactly. Apart from the floor, of course. Which is taking many years. And the countertop, yeah. And this is what we use for broadcasting, mainly because the one we always have the problem with is the overhead camera. And any time you place lighting above a reflective surface, it reflects all the lighting. Yeah. So whilst that half of the room isn't as light as that half of the room, we don't have any other solution at the moment. It's the best one we've got. As soon as we put these on, which are my everyday working lights or non-broadcast lights, obviously my light's better now.
Yeah,
and
more balanced or even.
Exactly, but for broadcasting, then all I've got is these reflecting in the paint.
And mirror or anything coming off the other wall to reflect would help, or
we don't know. I mean, it's taken us this far just to get these homemade panels up and try and figure it all out. It's an ongoing process.
Of course, it's a living
constant evolution. This, but that's the second row of panels.
Yeah, the key to it is, for me, the lighting has to be behind the cameras as much as possible.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the second I put them on there, you see the reflection.
Right. Okay.
Now the overhead just about, you can see the reflection, but it starts about there. And if we have a bigger painting, you'll start to see them. Keep an eye out when you're watching the live streams for that, because you'll see there's this sort of reflection here. But these cameras, because they're pointing the opposite direction to the lights are behind them, you get no reflection.
No reflection.
You put something up there,
it's going to hit it.
It's going to reflect back. Yeah. And it's that angle that bounces.
Got it.
Catches the cameras. So that's the reason why we tried it all on one side. I might add another one into that far side and one here maybe to try and get a little bit more, but they always have to be behind those 2 cameras.
I hope we get this session one time when you're talking about that, because that's a lot behind the scenes that we did. When you're looking at it, it just looks. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Roam cam. There you go.
Roam cam.
That's roam cam. That's the one.
Do you want a battery?
Oh, it is.
Pop it in?
Up to you, mate.
So, God, it's so small. Oh my gosh, it is amazing.
I broke the first one. Then we had to use a GoPro, and then I've almost broken that again. They've been discontinued for 5 years, and they still $600-700 a pop. We're good to go. So I'm going to give, if anything makes it out onto the live stream, then we've got Jeffrey and Alan who are visiting from the US. You might know Jeffrey from being online and commenting on the video.
6 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, sometimes on the West Coast time.
That is commitment for you. So these guys are here looking at some experimental stuff. No one's seen this yet except for these guys, but we're not going to talk to you about that. Let's just go and make, there's AD there, look. And yeah, there we go. So it's not a bad afternoon here at the studio. Got some art over there. You might have seen that one from last week. These guys, it's real, folks. They've made it over here. And you could do the same as well.
That's right.
Are you enjoying your visit so far?
I am. It was worth the 8,600 kilometers, not miles, kilometers to get here.
How wonderful. So there we are, guys. That's it. So if
Here
you
we are
want
in the room of magic.
the room of magic. Well, there you go. That's brilliant. So we're going to carry on with the tour. Everything okay there? So if you would like to come and have a little bit of a wander around the studio, you know what to do. Send me an email, drop me a WhatsApp, and you could be here. But if you think about it, if I was to say, okay, well, I want to do some lines, and I can practice where my lines have to be, and you know, as long as I've got some kind of idea where everything's going to go, you could do all kinds of things. I mean, I'm just doing this literally with my fingers now and just scrolling anywhere, but
you just moved from flower planters and line that you used before on the other one to give you a guide of where you're going.
Exactly. And you can play videos, you can do all kinds of stuff. So now we've got a wall, but then we can't get high enough to project it on the floor, but I could go onto the wall with something. Even that notwithstanding, you imagine that if we just did something fun at the end of a stream and just did a finger paint, because who else is mad and crazy enough to do that?
Exactly.
You know, so I think this could be a lot of fun.
So you lost me. So you would then project that on something and then match the colors?
No, just the shapes.
Just the shape.
Well, I'm just interested in the shape.
Guide.
Yeah,
Okay.
as a guide.
Okay.
Never done that before. Never used a template for anything.
Because there's a camera obscura. Have you heard of a camera?
I have,
Right.
yes.
That's a very old thing, and that's what they did with that, wasn't it?
And so
That's very
this also
true.
gives you the chance when you're interacting, you know, with everyone that's out watching, like, where can we go with this? Because you do that a lot live with the paints and, you know, what colors, what curves, what this and that. And this gives you a chance to kind of do it ahead of time too.
Exactly. So even if this was additional to whatever's going on underneath here, I could use this as okay, well, let's try something. So I mean, this is literally just a few hours ago we fired this up for the first time.
It's
so
immediate.
yeah, exactly. I don't know where we're going with this, but you know, the iPad Pro might come in quite handy. It plays videos. You can just literally do anything with it.
And you've got the pencil as well.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Under $100.
Right on.
Wow.
So imagine having a decent one of these. Let's say $500. More light, higher image quality, 4K maybe. There's no telling what you could do.